Hello, everyone. I hope you're staying warm on this cold, wintry weather we're having. Oh my goodness.
Hello.
Hello. So good to see everyone. Margaret and Jess and Kara. Nice. Good to see you. Okay. We'll get started after we let a few more people in. Hey, Jamie, good to see you.
Hi, Terry. How are you?
Really good. And yourself?
Good.
Good. You're staying warm and safe?
Definitely. I haven't gone outside in days.
Yeah, kind
I
of
don't know
the,
I don't remember what it's like out there.
yeah. Okay, we'll go ahead and get started. We had a few little technology challenges getting this going. My computer, the display quit working. It went blank over the weekend, which is like, ugh. But I have a backup, but my backup wasn't up to date with Zoom, and so it was giving me lots of problems. So anyway, welcome everyone. We're really glad you're here. I'm excited to not only welcome you, but introduce you to a few people that are already on that helped me work out the technology issues. Paige, will you wave as uh, as we do introductions, Paige is our Ready to Grow coordinator. Carrie Alford is ECDC's executive director. ECDC is the fiscal sponsor for Ready to Grow, and she is a major thought partner and implementer with Ready to Grow. And then Madeline Alford. Madeline is um, I'm going to say intern and all. And she helps us with lots of Ready to Grow projects and initiatives. So that's the Ready to Grow team. It's small and it's mighty, right? So I haven't had a chance to meet everyone. So I'd like to real quickly do a brief introduction of myself. And if you would go ahead and put your name and school or program in the chat box so we know who came, who we want to send the recording to, and all of that after we finish our session today. So, my name is Terry Kosick, and I am the director of Ready to Grow St. Joe. I've been in the position about 2 years, a little more than that, 2 years, 3 months. And before that, um, I was the executive director for the Early Childhood Development Center, ECDC, at Notre Dame and St. Mary's for about 45 years. And then I retired. And after a couple of years, I was just not finished. I knew I had more energy and wanted more purpose and wanted to continue engaging with the community. So I joined Ready to Grow, which has been really special because I was one of the founders of Ready to Grow. Ready to Grow is our county's early childhood coalition, bringing stakeholders together to look at everything early childhood. Quality, affordability, accessibility transitions into the next stage of learning and school. So we're really glad you're here. And as we go through our session today, please put any questions you have in the chat box. We will get to all questions after the full initiative overview. And then if you have questions after the session, something comes up, it doesn't matter how small, don't hesitate to give me a call or send me an email. You will receive within a day or two after this session the recording of the webinar, the slide deck we're using, a PDF graphic overview summary, which is really helpful. It really outlines everything in a really attractive visual way. And then you will also receive a link to the participation agreement that includes your interest in joining and also a participation agreement to sign. And we'll talk about that as we get into this further. We'll address both eligibility and we will also talk about what we're going to deliver to you and what you should expect from us, and also what the expectations are for the providers. So conscious discipline. It started out decades ago as loving guidance, and I really like that name better, but it morphed into conscious discipline. I'm not really sure when that happened, but it's been at least 15, 20 years. And the interest in our community started in about 2015. We started talking about the need for social emotional learning and mental health support for young children, but then also for the educators and program leaders. And so in during the period of 2017 and 19, we hosted several professional development days as well as a book study. Then, of course, COVID happened. We had big plans and COVID happened. So in 2024, I had been in the position about 10 months, and um, we asked what were the most pressing needs of those working with young children 0 through 5. And what we heard, besides more qualified teachers to be able to hire, what we heard was the most pressing needs was support for educators in the areas of social emotional learning and mental health, helping young children um, with co-regulation, belonging, connection, friendships, resiliency. But then we also heard that teachers were also very concerned about their own mental health coming out of COVID, but then finding they didn't have the tools to be able to support young children in the mental health, social, emotional learning realm. So we reignited our previous conscious discipline initiative in August of 24. And there was a huge, strong, positive response. So we wrote a grant. It's a very large, comprehensive grant, and we were funded, which we were really happy about. It is a 4-year grant. It started in July of 2025, so we haven't even completed a year yet, and it goes through 2029. The grant is basically supporting program leaders and educators with program-wide conscious discipline, nurturing resilience and building brains with conscious discipline in a comprehensive way that is what we're finding from those participating is transformational. Currently, in this current year of 2025-26, we have 27 programs and schools that are engaged, and this year, we've been offering it in both English and Spanish, the entire comprehensive program. We have 12 English programs participating and 15 Spanish speaking programs participating. And at the end of the slide deck, you'll get to see some of the testimonials from program directors, therapists, as well as early educators about the value. So, next slide, Madeline. So the primary goal is to cultivate a sustained community of practice in St. Joseph County, rooted in evidence-based, adult-first, and relationship-centered, promising practices that strengthen social emotional learning and mental health across early care and learning settings and schools. What's interesting about conscious discipline is that often one thinks that it's really only focused on children, infancy through 3rd grade, but it actually extends throughout our nation through 12th grade, through high school. So that's something that we hope to be introducing to the community in March with our upcoming March 24th Introduction to Conscious Leadership. There'll be some discussion of how conscious discipline can extend beyond those traditional early childhood years of infancy through 3rd grade. So the participants currently in our conscious discipline initiative, Nurturing Resilience and Building Brains, have all been from St. Joseph County. And in addition to the programs, the center schools, preschools, and family childcare homes, we also have therapists, trainers, and coaches that are participating. What we hope to do is just infuse our entire community with conscious discipline, with these evidence-based SEL strategies. Um, Now, in this next cohort, we are extending the invitation to a few programs outside of St. Joe County in Elkhart and perhaps surrounding counties. Okay, Madeline. Whoops. Okay, so we're going to go over the primary components, and you're going to receive a graphic overview that just outlines it even better than a slide deck can. So I'm excited that you'll be receiving that because it'll put everything in place for you. So this initiative really starts with directors, administrators, and principals. They bring their early educators to the training opportunities, and they have monthly coaching, which will begin in September virtually. Um, and before that, there's some training in August that we will all participate in person. And there's also um, a virtual CD 101. But what is important to know about this initiative is that the program leaders, and that could include an influential lead teacher as well, they are the catalyst of implementing the program. Not in terms of a lot of training. It's not that we're training the trainers because we have fabulous trainers from conscious discipline that do the actual training and support leaders in their work with their um, educators. So it isn't a train the trainer model, but your commitment, dedication, knowledge, and skills as leaders are supported through the admin coaching cohorts that are 10 months during this upcoming year, September through June. We have two manuals that we are using in these coaching cohorts. You can see pictures of them down below. One of them is the 6 weeks to success, and that has all the strategies included. And then also there's the school to heart to home, which allows us to extend conscious discipline to the families that are enrolled in our programs and schools. So in year one, I mentioned we had two cohorts, one in English, one in Spanish, with 27 programs in schools, about 35, a little more than 35 leaders, because some lead teachers are participating. And then in year two, we are looking to loft a new cohort of 10 to 12 programs in schools, but we're only providing it in English. This year, we had such a robust response to our Spanish this past year, Spanish speaking programs this past year, that the interest was very small going forward into this year. So we will only have a English cohort, but 10 to 12 programs, and that can even extend to 15. We have the funding for that if needed. So we will start off in July. July is something that is virtual. It's 6 hours of training, virtual training, CD 101, and it's designed for those people new to CD, both program directors, principals, trainers, coaches, therapists, and also those wanting a refresher. Uh, Maybe they participated back in 2017 or 18, but they think it's time for a refresher to conscious discipline. So that is virtual, and it's 3 2-hour sessions. So it's real manageable. And that happens in July/August. And it's open to all early educators and program leadership in St. Joe County and beyond. It is a virtual session that can be as large as it needs to be. So we just open the doors for our region. But priority is always given to those early educators whose principals, directors, administrators are in the admin cohort. Then, in addition to that CD 101, which is going to happen annually because we know there's attrition with teachers, right? And with administrators. So we will be offering that CD 101 every year for the next 4 years. Then we have upcoming in-person professional development, and we offer it in August on a Saturday and a Monday. So we have 6 hours coming up on August 15th, which is focused, and the 17th. It's the same content. One is a Saturday, one is a Monday. That focus is preschool and kindergarten. And then October 24th, we will have a session, another 6 hour session. It's on a Saturday, and that's focused on infant, toddlers, and twos. These are delivered in English. We also have August 22nd, where there will be a session delivered in Spanish. Um, so we open up the in-person training also to the region. Uh, so, what makes this program so comprehensive and transformational is it's not just a here is some professional development. You hear about it, you sit and you listen for 6 hours, and you pick up a couple of things and you try those in your setting. That is not this approach, which we are so happy about. There is on site, in person coaching with a master certified conscious discipline instructor. And this happens both in the fall and the spring, and it's with Angela Fraley. We were so lucky back in 2017, and Angela was our trainer then. And we have established this fabulous relationship with her. She is a master's certified instructor with conscious discipline. She resides in Oklahoma, but she travels the entire US providing training and coaching and mentoring. And we are so lucky that she is the person who delivers our English professional development and coaching. And so one of the advantages is to have Angela, so who is so friendly and supportive and encouraging, who comes in and visits your classrooms and offers encouragement, what she sees working well, how you might want to take a strategy with conscious discipline and implement it with a particular child or a particular group. It is just amazing. So, coaching is one of the key components that extends our professional development into action. And then programs participating who have an administrator participating also receives conscious discipline materials for classrooms. And I think our next page, well, we won't flip to that quite yet because I want to mention March 24th, but you'll see a picture of some of the materials. Some are infant based, some are preschool based, depending upon the age groups, or kindergarten, depending upon the age group that you work with or that you serve in your program. So I do want to mention something that we're really excited about. Conscious discipline does a variety of work. And one of the things that they're doing right now is leadership development. And they have been implementing this conscious leadership for states. And here, Little St. Joe County is going to have this. So on March 24th, from 8:30 to 3:30, Heidi White, who was a teacher, then a principal, then an early childhood systems director in a public school system, she is providing us with a 6 hour day of conscious leadership designed for directors, administrators, principals, social workers. And that's going to happen at the Community Learning Center downtown South Bend. So all leaders and administrators are invited to join, and we really encourage you to do that. This is really a high level opportunity for our leadership community. Okay, Madeline. Thank you. Okay, here are some examples of some of the classroom materials provided through this grant that the programs that have administrators participating receive these materials depending upon the age of the children you work with. Okay, so you know how pictures are worth 1,000 words. That's what that is. Okay, Madeline, thank you. Okay, so here are a few more details about the components that I just talked about. So, ongoing, oh yes, so we, having been an administrator for 45 years, and I also was faculty at Indiana University, adjunct teaching administration classes, early childhood administration, and St. Mary's adjunct faculty, curriculum, practicum, and so on. I know that you can't just access a professional development in August and then not have another one until the next August, right? It just doesn't work for implementation, for inspiration, for motivation, for um, changing rhythms and routines. So we have created something that's really worked out nicely. It's called Heart to Heart Connections and Conversations. And it is a focus group that meets bi-monthly. So we've had one in September and then November, I think. Help me out here. Is that Matt? And then we just had one last week. The one last week was amazing. So Heidi White, who is doing the introduction to conscious leadership, is going to be um, is providing us with didactic information at the heart to heart around strategies. So basically, she's scaffolding the why and the how to conscious discipline implementation. And so we had almost 60 people, early educators and program leaders, last Thursday coming to hear about the teacher being the safekeeper and how to provide safety for co-regulation for young children. It was phenomenal. And we do have it recorded. I will send out some of the recordings to Heart so you can dabble and see the different topics. So we have this heart to heart going on that is blossoming. And then I wanted you to see Angela Fraley. She is our certified conscious discipline instructor who provides our professional development as well as our coaching. And she also is who guides the administrative, the monthly admin coaching cohort work, which is just an hour once a month. Um, so, with all grants, both the people working on the grants, implementing the grants, as well as those funding the grants, want to know, well, how is this going to be sustained, right? Is this going to be a one and done, which we know doesn't work? We don't want to just have this grant for a couple of years and then it just floats away. So a part of this grant, kind of our part of our end goal is that we will have a local cohort of 10 to 12 program and school leaders who will become the CD endorsed facilitators for our community, working in their own programs as well as helping other programs. And so they're going through, there's a group right now applying to be um, uh, an endorsed conscious discipline facilitator. And if any of you are interested in that, I will include that application because there's still plenty of time to apply. And we have a recording of the orientation that explains all the aspects of the conscious discipline endorsed facilitator. It basically means helping your teachers with both professional development and coaching and ongoing support. Um, Participant feedback. After every session, including this session, we are going to ask you for your feedback because we know that's the only way we can improve, right? That's the only way we can hit the mark on what the needs really are as we try to address gaps. So we will ask for you, and they're always brief. We will ask for you to give us your feedback, tell us what questions are, tell us how it could have been better to help you. Um, and then the best news about this initiative is there is no cost to participants. The grant is almost $1 million for this 4-year grant. All materials, manuals, all the professional development sessions, the coaching, the ongoing support, heart to heart with Heidi guiding and leading and supporting us. All of this are at no cost to participant, thanks to our generous sponsors, the Asante and Valenius Foundations. And the grant also supports our sustainability pathway for our local cohort of 10 to 12 program school leaders. Okay. You want to go ahead, Madeline? Thank you. So eligibility, I've already touched on this. It's mainly a St. Joe County initiative, but we are extending a little bit because we can to our neighbors, being good neighbors, right? It is for centers, preschools, schools, and family childcare homes, as well as Head Start. I guess I put centers in that Head Start, but we have Head Start involved as well. And a few programs outside of St. Joe County are welcome to join us. We also welcome therapist coaches to join for all the professional development sessions. They don't receive the materials or the manuals or the coaching, of course, but we want them to be a part of our professional development. And then if you are a licensed center or a licensed family childcare home, paths to quality enrollment is required, or at least in the process. So here we are with all of these comprehensive threads to support this adult first, relationship centered, evidence based, social emotional foundation. So we promise, Ready to Grow promises that everything will be high quality, everything will be stellar, everything will be research based, as conscious discipline is, and that we will listen to you as you share with us what you need, what is working, what isn't working. You agree to attend and engage in 80% of the events. They actually are so good, attendance is really high. What we do to help everyone is we record the virtual sessions. Those are recordable. So all of the admin cohorts that are once a month for an hour and the CD 101 for everyone, directors, leaders, and educators, um, and the heart to heart. Those are all recorded and uploaded to the Ready to Grow YouTube channel so they can be accessed for focus groups, staff meetings, etc. Participants also agree to provide feedback using the tools that we provide. And like when we send out it's time to schedule coaching, please share your top 3 dates that you would like to have Angela spend the day at your school, that you fill those out in a timely fashion. Um, and that you're willing to take a whack at this and implement conscious discipline strategies in your program, school, or classroom if you're a teacher. Um, and just support program-wide efforts in your program and school. So it's pretty simple. We promise high quality, evidence-based strategies, support, PD, and you agree to come attend and try to implement. Okay, next page. So some of you may know that we have a, um, a research project going on with the University of New Mexico and the Laurie Center. It's called TIPS ECHO. TIPS stands for Trauma Informed Preschool Supports. And we are working with the Laurie Center, which is in Baltimore, Maryland. And it was started by our beloved Dr. Brazelton and Dr. Greenspan and Dr. Laurie. They started the Laurie Center. And then the Laurie Center has partnered with the University of New Mexico to share virtually trauma-informed preschool supports. And so our TIPS ECHO initiative really is designed to support teachers in their support of, and program directors and leaders in their work with children who struggle the most, the children that have adverse childhood experiences and are trauma impacted. And so the way we see this kind of pyramid growing or being built is that conscious discipline is our foundation, our SEL mental health foundation of promising practices. But then we have the tips to help us with children that need a little more, the children who struggle the most. So by no means does conscious discipline replace tips or vice versa. They are very complementary and sequential. Um, while the initiative Nurturing Resilience and Building Brains does not offer college credit or degrees, we provide training hours and certificates for all of the professional development, as well as for the admin cohorts. So those individuals that need training hours, particularly licensed centers and registered ministries and licensed family child care homes, they receive the training credits they need for documenting their professional development and their ongoing growth. Okay, I guess that's it. Okay, so next steps, and then we'll get to the testimonials and questions. So, next steps to engage with this impactful SEL initiative. And when I had this slide deck the last time, I didn't have the word impactful in there. But after our almost 8 months of engagement with conscious discipline, our partnership, we know it's impactful. It is helping teachers, it is helping program directors and principals help their teachers. I mean, it's impactful. So please complete the Google form that you will get in a follow-up email that indicates your interest in participating in the year two cohort. Um, and then included in that Google form is a participation agreement. It's really simple. It's what I just said about what we promise to deliver to you and what your expectations would be. Um, Review and complete the participation agreement included in the Google form, which outlines requirements for engagement and participation. You will receive the Google form link to the participation agreement and the enroll in this journey via email after today's session, which will probably be tomorrow. It will also have the slide deck, a recording of this session, and the overview document. I will also include in it the registration link for the Introduction to Conscious Leadership. And I think I was going to include something else, but I'm sure my team will remind me. Okay, and then after you enroll in year two of Nurturing Resilience and Building Brains, you will be watchful for professional development registration links and event details for you and your team. For example, we will have an orientation to the session, which will include really good food and fun and door prizes. We will have a launch for year two, and our year one participants will come and probably join us, celebrating their year of completion and one more year to go. In July, you'll be watchful for the July CD 101. For those of you new and wanting to learn about conscious discipline, which is really important before just jumping in, or you want a refresher. It's been a while. And then you will also be watchful to register for the in-person professional development happening in August and October. I guess that's all you have to do. You're always welcome to connect with me for any follow-up conversations. Even to say someone said, I'm not sure this is really something I should do or can do. And we just chatted and she decided it was. So you can always send a question to me, text or call or email, no matter how small the question is. Okay, so now the fun part. I think the testimonials, there they are. Okay, so I put out a soft request for any reflections folks might have. This was 2 months ago, after one semester, July through December, and this is what people shared. The strategies are practical and easy to use in everyday moments, not just during planned activities. We are incredibly thankful for the ripple effect conscious discipline is having on our teachers, children, and families. Our entire community is stronger because of this work. The camaraderie and support in the class is a boost for me personally and professionally. I feel so encouraged that we can genuinely make transformational change in our early childhood community. Now, this one is really something because everyone works so hard doing their day job, right? The regular job. I look forward to class every time and never feel like it is just one more thing on a long to do list. Wowza. We're seeing children learning to self regulate because they are conscious of their emotions and feelings. These students are proud of their new skills and activities. It's working. And I'm shameful. There's one more full page of testimonials. I'll just pick a couple out. It won't go, Madeline?
They should be up there.
Oh, are they? Is this the second page?
Hmm.
Okay, I blinked. I have internalized the practice of personal self-regulation as an essential step to be able to guide children in managing their own emotions. Of course, this is the heart of this process. We can't help children unless we're in a calm, regulated state. And so we practice this. We learn about the brain states and how to bring our best forward in a doable, actionable way. Learning from others never diminishes you, it always enriches you, that's for sure. Uh, so, the practical strategies within conscious discipline have supported my ability to integrate positive intent. Oh, so important. Assertiveness and meaningful encouragement for myself as well as for the children and families we serve each day. Okay, so I think that's it. So questions. I did not pay attention to the chat box. I was on a roll. So I don't know, Paige, are there questions I should be addressing?
There is one. Pam Ritten from St. Pius said, can lead teachers also participate in the admin cohort monthly meetings?
Absolutely. So, Pam, I'm so glad you're here because I know you might have attended the 2017 to 19 sessions we had, the conscious discipline sessions we had with Angela initially. So, yes. So, in some settings, it might not be the principal, it might be the lead teacher of a classroom, particularly in a school that only has one or two early childhood classrooms. It can even be just one of the two teachers. So yes, you can be the admin cohort leader for your school, or you could join with. So most programs have two people from their program in the admin cohorts. And of course, that's really wise to do because that support you get to support one another, right? You get to brainstorm with one another to celebrate successes. You have the opportunity to navigate challenges together. So I would encourage a principal and a program director or administrator to invite an influential um, teacher. We know who our teachers are that are leaders, to invite a leader teacher. Does that make sense? A teacher leader.
Yes,
Uh,
it does. Yes, thank you. This is so helpful. You've clarified this so well for me. Thank you. Yes,
you're welcome, Pam. And I'm going to send that graphic overview. It's much better than the slide deck, even. So, yay.
thank you.
And was I right, Pam? You were involved back in the early days with conscious discipline, or no?
When I was coming on board as director, there were a couple of teachers who were going to the monthly meetings at the United Way. So
Yep.
I did get to attend a couple before. And then you're right, COVID happened and it all kind of fizzled out. But I'm so glad for this opportunity to bring this back. This is fabulous.
Great. So glad you're here.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
You're welcome. Feel free to come off mute. You don't have to put your question in the chat box. It's really nice to talk people to people, isn't it? So I do see, will you be sharing the slide deck? Yes. You will get the recording. You will receive the slide deck. You will receive the graphic overview. That's like a 2-page elevator, or is it 3 pages, Madeline? It might be 3, but it is something, it's like the elevator talk, right? You can easily see the components, and then dates and locations are in there for the upcoming sessions. Okay, now before we're done, I wanted to ask Carrie Alford. Carrie, are you still with us?
I am.
Oh, Carrie. So Carrie Alford is the executive director of the Early Childhood Development Center at St. Mary's College. She's been there 30 years and she is awesome. And she has been an influential member of our creating this initiative and implementing it. And she's a participant. So do you mind sharing a few things, Carrie, about your experience and your school's experiences?
Yeah, not at all. So I think one of my quotes was mentioned that I really see this as being transformational change in our early childhood community. And it's been amazing for our teachers. And I think what makes us different, because we've participated in a lot of professional development over the years, um, is that the teachers come away with strategies that they can start using immediately. We have seen in this short amount of time, really, a change in teachers' behaviors as well as children, which has been so exciting. And it really just gives us all shared language, continued support. Um, the coaching has been, I'll say, transformational again, but it really has. I was excited about the coaching and I hadn't had that opportunity before, but it's inspiring to teachers. It's inspiring to me as an administrator. I learned so much from Angela. She is amazing in the classroom and she really tailors it to whatever you need. So if you need help putting together a daily schedule, she'll help do that. If you need assistance with a particular child, a particular time of the day, if you just want her to be a part of the classroom and provide some tips or like make a plan for how to implement more things, she'll do that. So it has been really amazing, and we just keep. I talk with our teachers about how we're kind of on a journey with conscious discipline. We just keep adding more and more things, and it's just improving, teacher retention and teacher satisfaction, as well as helping children just grow and develop more skills. So it really has been amazing, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have, like from the administrator's point of view.
Thanks, Carrie. Carrie mentioned teacher retention. Um, we know that burnout is real, and we know that teachers, educators, and leaders need tools in their tool belts, and not trendy tools, not but grounded, promising practices. And so, one of the things that this initiative does is it provides a lot of strategies to build community and connection, because we know that often children who are attention seeking, of course, are connection seeking, right? And how do we empower them with our relationships, but also with encouragement around independence and responsibility and empathy, all, of course, for resiliency. So even the 3-year-olds at ECDC do wish you well. Isn't that right, Carrie?
Yes, our 3-year-olds are actually the most amazing in this process. They have just really taken on a lot of these strategies, and the children will do it independently now already. Without the teachers. If someone is crying or things aren't going well, they'll start singing the Wish You Well song, or they'll just kind of walk by and they'll put their hands on their heart. So it really is teaching them skills that we're missing, that we weren't seeing. We were seeing challenging behaviors. We still see challenging behaviors, but we have these strategies now. And we've had a few kiddos that have had what I would call extreme challenging behaviors. And we've actually seen a difference, a decrease in these behaviors in connection with the teachers, connection with other children. And so that's been the most remarkable that we've seen.
So the strategy of Wish You Well is done in a particular way with younger children, but it's also done with high schoolers and being implemented. I wanted to talk to Carol or Kara. I know you go by Kara. Is this training different or in addition to the trainings in Madison in the fall and Florida in July? So the individuals who are going to be um, training for conscious discipline endorsed facilitator locally will either go to the June in Orlando 5-day institute or to the September in Madison, Wisconsin 5-day institute. Those are additional to the CD 101 and the professional development in August and the monthly admin cohort. So they are additional. Great question, Kara. I see a few people had to jump off because rest time's over. Okay. Any other questions or comments?
I I'm wondering if there's any stipends at all or any type of reimbursement for coverage in the classroom if teachers have to miss for trainings.
No, so the way we've worked this out, Margaret, is that the daytime training, we offer it on a Saturday and a Monday. The one focused on kindergarten and preschool, and would also work for first grade. But it's on a Saturday or a Monday so that it works best, the 15th or the 17th. So, but we don't have any stipend to cover substitutes. That's a good question, though, and some of your other questions I've been able to take back to funders and convert to opportunity. So let me see what I can do around that. That's a really good question. The admin cohorts tend to be a 6:30 to 7:30 in the evening or a 1 to 2. So so that's when those typically are. We have to coordinate around our around Angela's schedule. I'm trying to think. Oh, the coaching in the classroom. Angela goes in the classroom. There's no pullout for the teacher. There is a short, brief meeting afterwards, but that can be arranged around the day after school is done. So I think the only time professional development that you would possibly need to have a sub is if Monday, August 17th was a school day. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, you're welcome. The October date, which is focused on infant, toddlers, and twos, that's on a Saturday.
Oh.
So yeah, we kind of circumvent the taking teachers out of the classroom. Yeah. Any other questions? That was a good one, Margaret. Let me see about that though. Jamie, I know you love conscious discipline. Do you want to add anything?
Well, so as you know, I was a site supervisor at Head Start, so I had a little bit of training there. But I spent a lot of time with Renee Connolly.
Yeah.
So we talked a lot about conscious discipline. We would meet at Starbucks, even like when we weren't doing coaching meetings and stuff like that. But we would spend days together. And so I know a little bit about it. I've got all the books. I watch, I follow Becky Bailey. I watch all the videos, her podcasts and everything like that. So when you guys started this cohort was when we cut half the supervisors. So I didn't have that opportunity. So I'm hoping as a teacher, I'll be able to do it this time. But I do use what I know about it in my classroom, and it makes a huge difference. And I enjoy sharing it with other teachers. But I mean, unless you spend a lot of time talking about it and training, it kind of sounds like, oh, that's not going to work for this kid, or, that sounds nice, but it's not going to work. But it does work. I've got some challenging kids in my room, and they are I see them self-regulating on the playground, like across the playground when they get in a confrontation. You know, these are like 6-year-olds, and I'll see them, take a breath, or they'll, we'll be in the classroom and they'll stop themselves and they'll say, I'm feeling angry. I need to go to the peace corner. And I'll say, do you want me to come with you? And they'll either say yeah or no. And, it's just, we do wish you well. It's pretty amazing. And that's just with not having this kind of training. So it's exciting to me to think about being able to do this. So I'm hoping that we can do that. And like you said, just to share like a common language, just this is what we do at our school, to be able to tell parents who want to enroll, we have a plan for these things. And the kids really do, their SEL skills just skyrocket when teachers can self-regulate and, share our calm. And it's, yeah. So I'm hoping.
Great. That'd be great. Good. Thank you. Okay. Any other questions, or I'll let everyone get back to their important other work. Don't hesitate to reach out, and we will be sending a follow-up email most likely tomorrow that will have good information in it for you. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Take care. Have a great rest of your day.